hate causes blindness. Love is blind, hate is blind. And hate will make you do some, hate will control your life. And I'm going to point that out today. And when you're obsessed with hate and anger and anguish and jealousy and envy, and your life is filled with futility, the obsession of futility, the vanity. I'm smarter than everyone else out there. You need to be validated. There's people out there that go, well, I went to college and I went this and I'm smart and I know what I'm smart. There are people that need that validity and they think that validates their hate or their lack of openness to listen to a conversation. They know more than you. They're above you. That is so blind. And it's very sad. And it just makes you, it just puts you in a place where you're never going to be able to grow as a spirit. So I'm watching the video a little bit more, and then the person goes, you know, we're responsible, we're smarter, we do the right thing, which is why we're gathered here. Unlike, and he throws out this name, Jason Aldean. I apologize if I'm saying the name wrong. Travis Tritt, which he says in a manner that's so condescending towards Travis Tritt and anyone that follows Travis Tritt, and so condescending towards Jason Aldean. So if you follow any one of those two people, A, you're stupid, you're a redneck, you're dumb, you're worthless, you're garbage, you're not human. That is what this person believes. And then he throws my name in there, or Jim Breuer. And I went, oh, okay, where's he going with this? And then he exposes his hate and says the most vile, disturbing, unethical.
It's so great that we can do this, that we can all do this and gather here, and because we got vaccinated, and because, you know, we wore masks and we all acted like responsible adults, we can do this. We can gather and do this and not die. You know, it's a good feeling. Because all over America, they're gathering and doing this, going to a show like this, not like this, probably more of a Jason Aldean, Travis Tritt, you know, Jim Breuer vibe to it, but they're gathering in a space like this.
Soulless, thoughtless thing someone could wish upon anyone. He says, and that's why
this, unvaccinated, unmasked, and some of those people will die. They will die of COVID. They'll get COVID and they'll die. And it's important for me that you know that, you know, I take no more than a little bit of joy in that, you know.
Wish them all to die. And then he goes on and says, and they will die. And that's when I had to sit up in my seat. Like, where's he going with this? And then he went on to go and try to explain why it's okay to wish me to die.
You know, that they will die of COVID because people are going to die of COVID. That's just fact. We know that. That's the numbers. So those are the people that should die from COVID. Those are the, I mean, who knows how many people
Die. For Travis Tritt to die. For Jason Aldean to die. And anyone who follows them to die. And then he goes into how it's okay to watch them slowly die. Why? Because of his fear.
people they've infected and unwittingly killed, how many people they've made orphans or widows or widowers. I mean, so people are going to die of COVID. Those should be the people that die. And
said, take it. It takes 6 months to train them to even manufacture this vaccine. We never even really knew anything about it. They just said, take it. They put it all over the TV. Every propaganda commercial you saw was telling you how safe and effective it was. When your grandmother ends up with Bell's palsy or heart failure, people are passing out on live television at athletic events. Healthy young people. How much more evidence do you need? Like, we're seeing it everywhere. We're hearing it everywhere. And I think a lot of people woke up when they pushed the booster on people. I think a lot of them, and it's a real shame that so many people were deceived before. They were told even by President Trump.
You need to defend your...
His fear, his lack of knowledge, his lack of insight. But to wish death on a human being because you don't believe what they're saying, that was, and he uses that as a promo to sell his comedy. And it made me actually, it confused me, but it also didn't. I clearly saw this is very typical for something that a man like David Cross would do. Let me give you a little history.
And it's what I'm saying is, it's okay to wish them dead. It's all right. I'm giving you permission to wish them dead. It's all right. Don't be a dick about it. Don't go on TV and say it. But just quietly in here in your heart, you can wish them dead. And the reason it's okay to wish them dead is because wishes have no power. It's okay. It's fine. It's okay. You can wish for whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't mean you're gonna get it. Wishes have no power. Wish away. Wish away. It's fine. In fact, wishes have, and this is scientific fact, wishes have exactly as much power as prayer does. Same thing. Same thing. You can have 100 people praying for something here and 100 people wishing for the same thing. Same results every single time, exact same time. Now, if those people, those two groups could get together and combine their absurdist, ineffective things, oh my gosh, the power they would have. I wish that your prayer would come true. Well, I pray that your wish comes true. A deal was struck. And
About David Cross. about 10, 12 years ago, maybe a little, longer. I left Hollywood. I wanted family. My parents were getting older. I wanted them to be closer by in my life so I can take care of them. So I even pulled myself from the road, and I took a radio gig at satellite radio. And Howard Stern wasn't there yet, and Opie and Anthony weren't there yet. There wasn't a lot of people, but I knew this could be a great gig. I could talk, I could tell stories, I could bring something to the table here. And so while I was doing that, a couple of the fans were like, "Hey man, this guy David Cross keeps attacking you in a public forum." And I said, "Well, that's David Cross?" And I looked him up and said, "Why would he do that? That's weird. I never met him. I never said anything about him. I never said anything bad about a comedian. I never attacked another comic. I don't like when comics attack." I remember watching years ago, people go on Leno and they would just trash Carrot Top. And I'm like, why do you feel the need to try to just trash someone else? They're not bothering you. What are you doing? So I always knew that was a part of a person that's either insecure or extremely envious, and they're not as popular as the other person, and this is the way to take them down so they can move up. So it's like, why is this guy? Because he clearly goes through, I'm an intelligent comedian and I speak above and I'm smart and all that jazz. And that's his thing. That's fine. So I see the two things he does, and he writes on a blog. His fans got mad at him because he was all about, I would never sell out. I would never go to Hollywood. I'm David Cross. I'm better than that. I don't do the machine, and I'm not part of that thing. I do my own thing. I'm smarter, and I'm hip and all that jazz. And so what does he do? He takes the Chipmunk movie, and his fans are like, "Hey, we started following you because you said you wouldn't do this stuff." And he validated it after already saying things on me in like an Odekirk DVD, and just unnecessary. Why are you talking about me? He goes, the reason why I did that script is because it was a smart script. The Chipmunks was a smart script. And they could have went the real stupid route and gone with like a Jim Breuer. Like, what is this guy's hard on for me? Like, so P.S. cut to, and this is a very important part of the conversation here, and exposes the way people are. And what their spine is made of, and what they are truly made of as a man, as a human, as a person. I did a festival. It was Just for Laughs, and it was the first time they were doing it in Chicago. So I had a Chicago show. I did my show. There was some Australian guy that went up before me. And there's someone in the other room. Do you know any Australian comics, Monty? He had dark hair. He was really big over there, but he couldn't make it over here. He didn't do well.
In Canada. Or where were